Alrighty. Okay, so this is my computer, buddy, and I'm glad you can appreciate it, but keep out. All right, I just got all the fur out of it from last time. Okay, so now going to, I think, run some cooling here because, or I could pull it from the back, but I think I want to run across here. I think I want to run one down here and one up here. So I have three that are drawing out, and then I have two that are pulling in, and I think that this is going to push some air out. That's, in the vents, you always get a lot of heat from the back of the video card. And so this is not going to be probably equal pressure. It's probably going to be a little bit over pressure. But I think that we'll figure out what's working well. The BIOS probably has the ability to regulate, how fast each one of the fans are going and everything. I don't want to set it manually. I want to let it run on its own. But I'm just saying that I don't think that, my question on whether or not we should be positive air pressure or negative pressure is going to be that much of a factor. This case is very vented. It's much like my house. My house here is 125 years old, and so there's a lot of the way it was designed. There was no air conditioning back then, obviously, and I'm in Florida. And so it was meant to breathe, and that's how you keep it from, developing mold and everything. The new houses here, if your AC goes out, you are in danger of getting mold on your walls and stuff, and then that's just horrible. Anyway, so this is very vented like my house. It's not going to get any mold. Yeah. So, anyway, I think that, so I've got another couple of the Noctua fans, and the question though that I have is, where am I going to plug them in? And so I've got system fans 4, system fans 5 down here, and I've got a pump fan up here. And I got a pump fan here, a pump fan here. So I think let's look at the motherboard stuff here, and look at the fan connectors. We looked at them earlier, a few episodes ago, and so let's see, this is the bottom here. So system fan 3, system fan 4, fan 5 is a pump, and these are pump fans. What I hadn't figured out was whether or not these pump fans connectors can just run regular fans. And the answer is most likely yes, but I am not sure of that. Let's see, chipset, memory, audio, wireless. Hippie says yes, but will it regulate them? Because in all honesty, I don't know if the BIOS is this specific or not, but the more I can separate them out on their own power connectors, the more the BIOS can control it and apply appropriate, RPMs, pressure, air pressure, at the appropriate spots if it knows where they're at. I don't even know if it's that smart. This shit's supposed to have AI in it, though, so I'm having high hopes. And so, can they be all independent so that it can run them at whatever speed is appropriate and have it be as quiet as possible? Now, I'm not going to run in some super quiet mode because I'm not interested in giving up performance for noise, but I am interested in not creating extra noise. So let's see here. And it shows this, the wind blade, fan select header. So I guess there's different ones in here. We're going to have to get into the BIOS. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream that part of getting into the BIOS or not. I think that I might have to have a capture in between. It sounds complicated, and it sounds like something that, maybe I just hold up my cell phone camera to it to get the gist of it. I can actually capture BIOS on since I'm using a stream machine. And I can actually capture it on it, but I'd have to go into the capture card, out from the video card, into the capture card, and then back out to a monitor. I don't know that I want to do that setup. So, and my capture cards are HDMI. Doesn't seem to be any such thing as DP capture cards. At least I have not been able to find any. And so, and my main thing with this machine is probably I'm going to use NDI to capture the monitors, and that is over the network, and that's why I've got a blazing 10 gigabit network on it. So, all right, here are more of the connectors, but see, yeah, this doesn't give any description of them other than 4 system fan, 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting. So it's considering 2 on each, which is fine. I can do the other 2. No, I have already installed my drive. Yes, I've already installed that. It would be tight now. So, all right. So CPU fan, system fan, 1, 2, 3, 4 fan headers, and then the pump headers. The fan pump headers are 4-pin. Most fan headers possess a foolproof insertion design when connecting to a fan cable. Be sure to connect it to the correct orientation. The black connector wire is the ground wire. Speed control function requires use of a fan with a fan speed control design, which these are high-end fans. For optimum heat dissipation, it is recommended that the system fan be installed inside the chassis. One of my kids, his CPU fan went out, and you know what he did? He just went and got a box fan and took the side off of the computer. He went and got a box fan and removed the fan off of the cooling fins and just had the fan blowing on the whole computer, and he was running it that way. Yeah, pump fan is usually set at 100%, right. Although you can change the speed settings in the BIOS on all the headers. Will work a little bit. Well, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do like I did on System Fan 3, which that controls both of the bottom fans down there. And then System Fan 4, I will use a Y connector on that too, and I'll go to both of these front panel ones. I don't really want to do that. I'd rather have them be independent, but it'll work. So, and I can change things. Just because I set it up one way doesn't mean that it's all set in stone and can never be changed. So I'm okay with that. I have ripped almost every one of these boxes while opening them, I tell you. Okay, so we've got the Y cable adapter here, and pull this out. And then fan direction. Okay, so pulling air in, going to go this way. Yeah, so if we're going to mount it back like this and probably raise it up a little bit. In fact, it's going to have to go up a little bit no matter what. And then I'm going to have a second one. Am I using an old Antec Black? No, this is a Corsair 6500. I mean, I assume you're talking about the case. Antec also makes power supplies too, don't they? Right. Oh, the old setup. Yeah, so the old setup is enormous. I got a cell phone camera here. So this is the gaming computer. We switched it from water cooling to air. And then this is the beast here, the Cosmos. It's an enormous case. This is the Stream Machine. And when I build my next machine, this will become my gaming PC, is what will happen. And the way, because I'm going to swap out the case. But I'll have to replace the whole power supply and because the power supplies only have so many years on them. I'll have to replace the fans and everything. But that case is a monster. I really enjoy it. It can't sit on the ground. It will not fit under these tables. If I want it to fit under the tables, I have to put risers on the tables, and I don't want to do that. So, anyway. All right, so this other one, I plan on mounting right up here, right even with this here. So, will you stop getting into stuff? Oh my God, cat. Ooh. Oh, you know what? I'm really afraid he's going to walk on this picture and break it. I don't know where to put it. It's my grandfather, and he was quite the outdoorsman. Taught me everything I know about guns. I'm very proficient with weapons, and so I just gotta. There's nothing to hang this with or anything. He's just walking everywhere, all over it. He's walking over the top of it. I don't want him to break the glass. I don't want to have to replace the glass. Here, maybe I can put it back here. All right. Maybe I have to put that in a new frame, but it's a little bit of nostalgia. What would Earl do? Oh yes, Nick Pa. Nick Pa remembers my grandfather's name. His name was Earl. Multiple tours in World War II, and he did, I think, 3 or 2.5 enlistments in World War II, and then he went to, was it the OSS? Is that what they called it, or was that the German bad guys? It was the equivalent of the Secret Service back just after World War II. So he did like 4 years as Secret Service as well, and the SS was the bad guys. The OSS was okay. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know enough of my history. He fought in Palau, and it was so that was against the Japanese, and his first tour, I think was all in the States, doing something, and then the and then he was armory or armor with big guns in Palau, and they would just pummel the hillsides and go into the tunnels and everything. And so yeah, he would tell me that he several times woke up middle of the night with a large snake like right next to him or going by him or whatnot. He says the wildlife there was crazy, trying to get away from all the fighting, and where they were sleeping was as quiet a place as possible. I mean, my grandfather was a badass, so yeah, proud of what he did. And but he's old school. He was very old school. I mean, he liked to brag about how many Japs he killed, is what he would say, and everything. These days, it's not, you wouldn't have that. But he comes from a different generation where that was very acceptable and everything, to talk like that. And so, these days though, you'd have a lot of problems with it. So I think everybody back then was a bit racist. If you go to Mississippi, you can still find a lot of racism. If you think that wherever you're living has a lot of racism, just wait till you go to Mississippi. So I know that because I lived there for a year and I could not believe how bad it was. It bothered me. I spoke up many times to people, and I was respected when I was there, and so they would tell me things like, okay, well, we won't talk like that when you're around. I'm like, well, okay. I mean, I guess that's a start. Growing up in Portland, Oregon, where it's very liberal, that, I just didn't grow up in a place where racism was a thing. And, you may think it's odd what somebody does in their culture or whatnot culturally, but we weren't thinking that they need to be excluded or eliminated or anything. So, all right, now on putting this in, and think of how, at what I know I'm going to do this. Oh, let's see. Am I going the right way? Yes, I'm going the right way. Okay. We are getting close to the point of being able to fire this up, and I hope it works. Yeah. Bring this. Let me see if I can get a view a little bit closer here. Yep. All right. So I'm well, let me start the other one here too, so that I can see how this is gonna play out. I also am a little bit worried about the connectors here, and you know, it's going to go down here. It's going to plug in right here, and I wonder how I want to path this. I mean, it is just kind of a straight shot right out here. So I guess I could just dip it down in here and then pull it back out for this. Not like I need to go into here and then up and through. Although that could work too. You know, having this go down in here and then have this and the other one go in here. That would certainly be a lot cleaner. I think I'm going to try that. Because this other one's going to be up here, and then we're going to have to use an extension on this cable, which I've got some extensions, but I think we're probably going to have to use an extension on it. And I'm going to put this one up at pretty much the same as this here, so that just airflow straight across. That's the thought. We'll see how well it works. I think it'll work okay. Okay. All right, that feels actually very nice. That's a nice, I think these must be these 140 or are they 200 millimeter? Nah, they're 140s. They're a different color, I just noticed. See the color difference? This one is darker chocolate than this. Hard to fit in a third. So if I decided that I wanted to put in a third, see, I've already got 2 other intakes down here as well. So I've got 4 intakes and 3 exhaust. And I think that feels like the proper flow. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fans in it. I mean, that might be overkill all in itself. So third in the front for an aesthetic thing. Oh, I don't care about the aesthetics. I care about functionality. And I watched what's the hardware guy with the great long hair that goes so in depth with everything. I forget his name. But he did a review of this case, and they said that they figured out that the optimal number of fans was 6. So, and if I'm having any problems with this, I'm going to then go and find that video where they did the stuff on this, because they had put 9 in it, and then they decided that 9 was not optimal, that it was not having good airflow. Gamers Nexus, yes, that is the one. So Gamers Nexus. You know what? He is so hardware, but he has gamer in the name. Probably just where he got his roots, where he got started. So, all right, that one is in solid. You trust his opinion? Yeah, I think that he has a lot of good data to back up his opinion. He does get into a bit of drama stuff, but when they do their analysis of things, I think that overall they do a pretty good job. So and they get into so much more detail than what I can even afford to pay attention to. So, all right. Now, so we've got this Y connector here, got this one going in here, and then this one is going to go in here. Boy, I'm definitely going to have to use an extension on that. It's going to be a little bit hard to see on this. But I got one going in up here, one in here, and then where is in here? I think I'm going to have to plug in this other side here. Then it is down here. So this one of them does not need an extension, although maybe. It's just such a tight fit. Here. It's like, how do I get my hands down in there to even make that work? There we go. That one's in. Okay. Now for the other one, which is all the way up here. And so extension, here we come. Hopefully the extension's long enough. I haven't used one of these extensions yet. Could be. Okay. And I would think one extension would be fine. You know, you normally use extensions with computers, you know, in the regular sense, but in this way, I guess it's fine. I don't know. Let's see here. How can I run this and not be in the way of anything? There's not much airflow that happens right in this spot, so not too worried about airflow, but I would like it to be as compact and out of the way as possible. All right, so there we go. And from this angle here, it's going through here and here. Not going to be too disruptive to airflow. And yeah, it looks pretty good too. So not having any cows about how it looks. So There we go. Fans are installed and everything's plugged in. Just going through my head here. Is there anything else in this that I'm missing? I don't think so. I think I've got everything here all plugged in. It's a cap for something. I don't know what. Everything's tightened down. I think setting up its monitor is the next step. All right, see you in that video.